Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Late Night on Base. I'm your host, your friend, Bill the Bull, back at it. This time, I am at a different location doing it. I really didn't even want to because I have like some allergies. But you know what, guys? If I'm trying to make that bag, I'm trying to take this next level. The show must go on. The show must go on. It doesn't matter. We got a stack lineup today, anyhow. And just got my coffee and I got my allergy meds. So who cares? Who cares? Bitcoin even broke 75K today. So I gotta man up. I got to man up. Anyways, what's going on today? Today's gonna be a good show. We have Nick. Nick from SMCF, another dope AI project on base. Actually, yesterday we had it seems like some of the smartest builders are building agentic agents. Happens to be on base, but like I said, we're going to explore all sorts of things. We're going to explore Solana. Um, and again, I want to talk to everybody on every chain. This is not just a base show anymore. No, no, no. Late night on base is no longer just base. I do like base though, but there's so many cool stuff on different chains. So, agentic agents have taken a lot of mind share, but we like talking about prediction markets, consumer apps, man, I don't know, stable coins. There's a lot of money to be had in stable coins. So if you're building, I mean, GG, you're going to be pretty rich. I think, what are some other interesting things? I never really understood the infatuation with prediction markets, to be honest with you. I think it's just insider gambling, but there's a huge market for it. So if you're building on that, you're in the right place at the right time. So we're going to get Nick on in a little bit. He'll be on probably like 15 minutes. So if you're here just for him and SMCF, which I do respect, feel free to go back in the trenches. But before you do, if you haven't followed me already, please do. Literally, let me grow my account. Guys, come on. Elon just purged a bunch of people. So, yeah, it's going to be good. So today, before we get into SMCF, we're going to talk about some other AI news, crypto news, tech news, consumer apps, and what's going on and what it means to you, the random person, whether you're in the trenches or you're just a random person. What does it mean to you? Why is it important? And we're going to go on to that. So before we do anything, every day before we have a show, in case people don't know, I do have an executive producer, and my executive producer is not real. He's a robot. His name is Teddy. And I only say that because I think he's the first ever non-human EP in media. But I bring that to you not because of anything else, except to kind of just tell you guys what we're going to talk about. So if you're too lazy to ever, we do this Monday through Thursday, noon PST. And so just so you guys kind of get the cadence, if you guys don't want to ever tune in or just want the recap or the summary before the show, he's going to talk about what we're going to talk about. After the show, he's going to take the transcript and he's going to bring out, a couple points as to why you should care. So today's show, let's see, what did tell me we're going to do today? Zuckerberg building an AI clone of himself to replace him in meetings. If the CEO can be replaced, what does that mean for everyone else? Meta's Ray-Ban glasses may soon recognize faces in public. AI is disrupting the top org chart. Breaking down SMCF, a full cycle. Start a factory using AI agents to evaluate, build, and launch companies end-to-end, live with Nick. And that's what we're going to do. So that is what we are going to talk about. So Teddy, in case you guys don't know, executive producer, he's basically my bitch. He doesn't get days off. I underpay him, and he's okay with it. So give him a fault. All right, so let's just talk. Actually, one of the things we want to talk about. So Zuckerberg, let's see his news. This is just kind of like where things are going. Let's see, Zuckerberg. Let's see. Actually, one of the things before I want to kind of bring him up. Obviously, he made a failed bet. If you're okay, let's see this. If you're into AI agents, you should check out Sybil. We may or may not be having the lead dead on Sybil next week, sir. Definitely something to check out. Actually, seems like a lot of AI agents projects are hitting me up. And yeah, so if you're actually listening and you're tuning in and you are building an AI agent, I want to speak to you. because, like I said, I think AI agents, and again, that's just only one sector that I talk about, but I think AI agents is going to be the meta, is going to be the first cycle mover for this upcoming market whenever it decides to explode. Actually, it's funny too because I think everyone's calling for like 50, 60K Bitcoin or 48K, or there has to be a crash. There has to be a crash. I've been in crypto for a long time. The majority is never right. Literally never right. Everyone, I think the fear and greed index is what, 12, 14? I don't know, something like that. And everybody, the consensus is saying, we're going to drop, we're going to drop, we're going to drop. Which leads me to believe we're not going to drop. Hey, nothing I say is financial advice, but I'm very cautious. And so if that's the case, or say, Bitcoin does whatever it does, when the market has some stability, I think there's only one sector that, me personally, I am the most bullish on, and that's the agentic meta, AI agents. I think this is the first meta that I've ever experienced in a long time that actually has real world implications. I think first cycle narratives always do well the best because you got to think about it too. Like if you're in a second or third cycle narrative, people are they're bag holders in it, and it literally never recovers. Think what Ethereum's on its third cycle. Look what that did. I think a lot of memes are cooked. Doesn't mean I don't like them, but I think they're cooked. So I think AI agents are really, really the the best opportunity, in my opinion. That's just how I'm handling it. So without being said, if you're building AI agent on base and you actually have something cool and you're actually working at it and you're not a scammer and you're not literally just trying to make a quick buck using token fees, hit me up. Hit me up, and not just on base. Please let me get out just on base. Like last year was cool, but I was only on base. So it's like, think about it. Base only got me so far. I know everyone on base, and I respect base. I like base. I know everyone. I know the Jessies. The only person on base I haven't really talked to, doesn't know who I exist, is Brian Armstrong, which one day maybe he'll come on. Actually, that would be a goal of mine. Brian, if you're listening, sir, which I know you're not, come on the show, bro. But I know everyone on base, and that's cool. And I love the new positioning as to, like, it's truly the AI chain for sure. And shout out to Deployer. Actually, we're gonna have Banker on tomorrow. That'll be a good show. Igor for Banker will be on. But there's other chains doing really good stuff. So I want to branch out. I want to talk to Solana. I want to talk to the real world, not just on base. So, anyways, that's without further ado. I digress. So yeah, what was I saying? Okay, so as a builder, AI apps tech, everything is becoming easier um to create. Everything's easier. That's always easy with the tools out there, Cloud Code, your agents, all that. Distribution's the main name of the game now. We all know that too. Now we have to start thinking about implications as to what happens when users start using your stuff. And I wanted to bring up, forget about Zuckerberg, for instance. Zuckerberg's kind of crazy. But one of the things I want to bring up, because this is something as a builder I think is important. So one of the trending things going on is, and I don't care about the drama per se. I think this is not what I'm bringing up, but this has something to do with the technology aspect. So I'm bringing this up again, not because this is some pop channel. It's not, but it's about the implications for you as a builder, as a consumer. What's your obligation? So there was a streamer named Fatali, who, by the way, is a complete piece of shit. Like, you can read up on it. He accused someone of being a pedophile, and he wasn't, and he's gonna get sued to oblivion. But he's a streamer, and he streams on Kick, and so Kick is a platform where streamers come. So this guy is gonna get sued, like, for everything he's got. Now the question becomes that the platform that allowed him to create this act, do they get sued? Are they going to go after? And that's something I think as a builder you got to think about. Like, as we now move on to this next world of people building things, I assume you're building because you want people to use it, use your platforms. And that's a question that you're going to have to always ask yourself. What is my responsibility as the developer of this platform that allows people to use, and they commit stuff that goes wrong? What's my responsibility? And I think that's something, I think that's a good problem to have because that means you're getting users, you're getting traction. But I think as a builder, I think you need to really keep that in mind because there is going to be liability. There is going to be, sense of obligation, a duty of care, I guess you could say. In a different lifetime, I was a lawyer, but not anymore. So as a builder, you have to start thinking this. So it's the game is now just like, okay, idea creation. Now you got to target users and you got to create a platform in a way where you're making sure that you are responsible for others' actions and you prevent and you like, I guess, make as many safeguards for you. So something I really found interesting. I think Kick is going to be brought into this lawsuit. Again, they're what is it, like $1 billion plus company. I don't think they're gonna care. But I think in the real world, anyone who's building, start thinking about that. Start thinking about that. So, anyways, that was something that I wanted to bring up. But seriously, that guy's a piece of shit. All right, app of the day. Well, actually, let's hear some tech stuff. Some interesting thing. All right, this OpenClaw bot. Again, OpenClaw. I know what people don't like Peter and stuff like that, but the tech's super cool. There's Hermes. I've never used Hermes actually. I probably should. But again, this is also just kind of show what's going on and what you can do. So let's listen to this one. This OpenClaw bot scans every commercial parking lot in the city for missing EV chargers. When it finds one, it sizes the install on their actual lot, renders charging stations, and mails the owner a postcard, all on pilot. This is how EV installers can close 100K to 400K commercial charger jobs. Wow. Man, privacy is kind of done. Am I right? Like, privacy is done. Like, there is no privacy anymore. Basically, they're just taking, they pull up all this commercial property from public records, basically Google Maps, Google satellite imagery in this case, computes the federal tax credit, rebates, renders the chargers, how much it's going to be, and mails it to. Mailbox runs without a human. Wow. This is the world we're in, man. I know this guy's probably sending his services, and the other day was the pool installs. Now it's like the electric vehicle installations. This is now taking, again, concepts that used to be manual and monotonous and literally just changing it up. I really want to see someone who's actually made a lot of money on this. I really do. But it's just fascinating to me. It really is. But yeah, I think that's also another thing too. Now it's like, all right. And I think I see now why privacy is always going to be a narrative that's always going to gain traction because there's really nothing private anymore. I mean, it's kind of creepy, man. Like you can now take any image you want, send it. I mean, it's cool, it's useful, but it is pretty scary. Anyways, I digress. Something to think about. All right, let's see some other stuff. Let's see some consumer apps. What's new on this world? And again, guys, this is an interactive show. So if there's something that you want to say before our guest comes on, because the second half of the show is all about the guest, there's something that you want to talk about or it's interesting to you, feel free to put it on. All right, so let's see. Let's see if there's anything interesting. Let's see. 1 second. All right, let's see. Let's see what else is new. Just trying to go through the list. Nothing really much in there. Some of the interesting accounts though is some of the accounts that I do like to follow are like the ones that you can like talk to it and like code, like God mode. I don't know if you guys ever use these ones. God of Prompt's an interesting one for me. God of Prompt is very, very interesting. Human AI superpowers, sharing AI prompt system tips and tricks. God Prompt. So I love learning new things, and I think some of these are pretty interesting. So let's say this one's interesting. A 13-year-old just embarrassed funded its AI startups. 48 hours, no team, no budget, 40,000 users. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Let's see. What did this guy do? I built a Franklin self-mastery system on Claude. It reads Benjamin Franklin's philosophies and applies his daily discipline and habit tracking to your life. He tracked 13 virtues I don't know. There's one actually that I really like. Let's see. Let's see. Let me look for it real quick. Okay, well, there's some interesting ones, but we'll just go to the Zuckerberg one because Teddy told me to talk about it, and I will. Meta is making Zuckerberg's AI clone for the employees to talk to. If the AI hallucinates, employee listens to its orders. I guess it's safe to say that the said employee is going to lose their job. This is backfire will spectacularly just a matter of time. Well, the whole idea is to free up time. Actually, who else has an AI clone? Jesse Pollock. Jesse Pollock has an AI clone where it's like Jesse XBT or something, and you just tell Jesse, and like he's trained in a way where uh it's like you're talking to the real Jesse, but you're not. So obviously, everyone can get his advice, his opinions. It's kind of cool. I guess Zuckerberg is doing the same thing. I guess he doesn't want to. He wants less time for people and more time for himself. I don't know. I don't know what I think about this. Like, this is just kind of. I don't know, man. We're heading towards a shift. That's just so weird to me. I mean, I'm going to report it because that's how we're going to grow. But I don't know. I think having AI clones, that leads to a discussion like what exactly is going to be cloned. Like, are we just going to be speaking to non-humans as much as possible? That's why I think like the communication, the personal relationships between a human is always going to stay. It's always going to stay. It's only going to get stronger over the years. So, I mean, I think the more that you can create a community, the more that you show the human side of things, the more you'll stand out because man, this world's getting crazy, dude. Getting absolutely crazy. And by the way, Nick should be joining us in about 10 minutes. So we will continue down the path. Another thing I thought to myself, I was like, all right, this show, and I'd be curious to know what people think. Like, there's a lot to talk about in like pop culture, but like in the tech world, there's only so many things you can do every day. So I literally thought to myself, all right, should I just like start talking some more breaking news and pop culture? But then I was like, why? Although there is some crazy stuff. If you've been in DC and all that stuff, like, dude, it's kind of crazy how like we're literally in the span of 5 days, your world can change. It's some like it's House of Cards shit, to be honest with you. We won't get too much into that, but I just found that stuff really interesting. Like literally in 5 days, the mayor, no, the governor, top leading contender governor, went from like top leading to literally now kicked out of Congress. Crazy world, man. Crazy, crazy world. All right, let's see what else is going on. Let's see the macro markets. Why not? Let's see. Bitcoin was at like 75 today. Be very curious to see what it's at now. Because let's face it, all these projects, if you're in crypto especially or in tech, you want the markets to do pretty well because, you know, when your number goes up, everyone's happy. When numbers down, it's down. See, okay, so this is one of the things that I look at. I know my chart kind of looks kind of crazy, but so this has been a parallel channel since December 11th, 2017. This little blue line. I don't really know how to like make this bigger. Well, actually, I do. All right, so bear with me. So I've been like just kind of calculating. This has been this channel. It's been respecting, and I look at this 8-day RSI. It's nowhere near the top. The top is when you have crashes. Boom, crash. Boom, crash. Boom, crash. Although this one, I guess, could be made that the crash occurred down here, but the second one here, top one here. So I look at this and how crazy. I mean, this could be a deviation. If it's not a deviation, then we're in for a long pain because this will be a confirmed breakdown. But if this was a deviation and we just reclaim like 110, 120, I mean, this thing will go to like 380,000. It seems like. I don't know when, but how funny would that be if everyone who's sidelines calling for lower prices just gets absolutely slaughtered and the train takes off above them? A man could dream. If that's the case, man, This market will go mental. This market will go mental. We can see. We can see. All right, let's see. Shout out to the 1,680 people tuning in. I wonder what are some other things that have gone funny. Let's see, actually, another thing too. I think there was news about Hyperliquid, which I think is interesting. Which goes to show again. Let's see. All right, Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid, built by Jeffrey Yan, reportedly generated over 900 million profit with just 11 employees, making it one of the most profitable startups per employee globally. All right, so this is kind of a good success story as to utilizing AI tools, utilizing, what's available, the technology available to create, a beast, a behemoth, almost $1 billion profitable company with only 11 employees. A few years ago, this is not doable, but now you have the tools that you can make the next Hyperliquid, and that just shows, like, man, in crypto, like perp trading, token launchers are some of the most profitable things in this casino that we're in. Like, if you take off money from the fees, you are eating, and that is wild. 900 million in profit with just 11 employees. It'd be very interesting to see kind of like what he attributes this success to. Yeah, I mean, I think you're just going to see more. I think it's only a matter of time before you see the first one-person billion-dollar company. I think it's going to happen. I think it's already out there. But in the next 12, 18 months, I think you'll see many of those success stories. So, anyways, man, if you guys have allergies, it's literally the worst. It seems like Bitcoin's kind of dipping too right now. I wonder why. Let's check out the chart real quick. Yeah, I mean, it hit earlier today, 76, and now it's dropping. Honestly, like, I really feel that if you're trying to leverage trade this, you are absolutely going to get wrecked. The swings here are just crazy. It's like, unless you're a seasoned pro, like, this volatility here is just wild. Literally wild. Like, listen, 2 days ago, Monday, 70,000. Today hit 76. Now it's down to 74. Like, what? Absolutely what? I wouldn't even know, but I hope number continues goes up. All right, so we're just gonna wait now, and hopefully Nick joins us. Let's kind of bring him back on. All right, so we'll wait for him. But yeah, we'll see. And I think right now, let's see some other charts. Actually, now, let's actually see. Now that we have our guest going to come on, one of the interesting things to me is just seeing the charts of some other projects. Man, this one, though, was one of my worst ones. What happened to this one, dude? Oof. This one hurt. This was probably one of my worst trades ever. Anti-100. Like, this one, in case you guys don't know, like, in January timeframe, February, this thing ran to 10 mil. No, maybe 11. And now it's down to, what is it even down to? Bro, this thing is down to 59K. Are you serious? 146K. How? How did it lose 99%? From 11 million to 150K. What happened? Whew, rough. That's why there's just no crying in the casino. You just never know, right? You just absolutely never know what's going on. But dude, it's one of those situations where, the most important thing when you're in the agentic agent space is to ensure that you have a quality dev who's willing to push through no matter if the market's up or down. And this one, anti-hunter, epic fail. But anyways, if you're still in it, Uh, wish you the best because it's not going to look good. But I think Nick is now in the studio, so we'll wait for him to come on. And I look forward to kind of talking with him. So while we wait for him to join, let's talk about this one now. This one's interesting to me. It hasn't been out for too long, but one of the things I do like is a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people really like what Nick is building. So let's pull it up. And without further ado, Nick, my friend, welcome to the show.
Hey Bill, I feel like I've stopped hearing you, you know.
You stopped hearing me.
I was
Can you
hearing your stream when you were reviewing that price chart, but right now I feel like I cannot hear you.
you can't hear me right now.
No, no, I cannot hear you.
Okay,
So
so what let's just
maybe
see.
I need to reconnect. Let me try
Yeah,
to reconnect
I think
or
reconnect. Yeah,
okay,
reconnect.
let me do
Yeah.
that.
All right, so Nick will be joining us in a second. Always love technical difficulties. Oh my god, allergies are the worst. Anyone else suffer from allergies in here? Please let me know what your secrets are. I have to take like allergy shots. I feel like such a boomer. Nick, can you hear me, my friend?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Right now.
Welcome. I'm glad to have you. But first of all, my friend, we have 2,300 people tuning in, and so we are excited to have you on. Tell me, how's your day going?
Yeah, things are good, dude. Actually, I'm really happy to be here and thanks for having me in this legendary show. Late Night on Bass with this legendary host, Will. It's our first meeting, but we've been already chatting and X, and I'm really excited. And yeah, I know, so warm feeling when
Yeah,
you reached me and say, actually, you were reaching probably publicly on Next, like, guys, reach me out, please, if you wanted to be at my show. And yeah, thank you very much for accepting me. Great.
absolutely. No, I mean it's hard to ignore kind of the first of all what you're building and what really impressed me with SMC Factory is the community, man. Your support of the community is pretty interesting because you have some legends actually publicly supporting it and some actually OGs in the space, not just base people. And that's unique because base typically is its own little world, but this project specifically is attracting a lot of OG ETH in KOLs, I guess you could say. So I wanted to just have you on and chat. So let me ask you this, Nick. So this episode will also be on Spotify, our interview. And the thing that I do differently on my show, it's for crypto people also, but it's also for the normal people out there. That's how we expand. That's how we grow. So we have to simplify complex terms and topics into very simple things. So if you don't mind, Nick, why don't you just explain to us what exactly is SMC Factory?
Yeah, actually, it's a good question. But first of all, I wanted to continue what you started about that type of attention I received and from the community and from that loud voices, strong voices on crypto Twitter, so-called OGs and KOLs. And I appreciate that those guys really identify and realize the idea behind this MC Factory and started supporting it organically. I did not expect that support actually, because initially SMC started a little bit different, and the last week changed a lot. But we will talk about this later. And let's get back to SMC Factory and what it is. And actually, uh, SMC Factory is a full cycle pipeline that uh, solo founders like me can pass through to the final destination place, launching their startup as a working business model. And this pipeline, it includes different mechanics like launching tokens also, but it also built the way that is bring advantages to both sides, to founders and to people who believe in these founders, not to be rugged, something like this. What I mean by this, that just before launching any token, before just claiming that I launch a token and gonna build something, SMC Factory as an AI agentic swarm will communicate with the solo founder for instance. Yes, it's kind of an external flow that we're building now. And we'll identify this idea, validate this idea, and make a decision like go or no go for this startup. And after that, there is another mm, public layer which I wanted to build with people like you, Bill, for instance, or GCM show maybe with the key opinion leaders on crypto Twitter to interview that founder first also before he starts kind of an activity for the community, for the overall world to know what he's trying to build. And after that, if the founder is not technical, he can use technology behind this MC Factory, which is agentic swarm that helps to build any product right now. Or the founder can build his product himself with his team, no matter why, but come and launch it together with SMC Factory. And SMC Factory will play the role for him, kind of a middleman that will manage that fee distribution. So what I mean is, for instance, we know BankerBot. Yes, BankerBot is a perfect launchpad that gives you an ability to launch a coin and receive some fees. But I don't really like the idea when you launch a coin and you started receiving all the fees, no matter have you delivered the product or have not. And this is where SMC Factory, its AI agentic part, will take role on that, managing that funds, log them in a smart contract, redistributing to different layers, and will release them directly to the founding team when they deliver some sort of milestones and they reach some sort of milestones related to their product.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this to just circle back on that. So basically, a build. Okay, so to kind of simplify this as to why should a builder then end up using SMC Factory. So one of the aspects you're saying is you have this agentic swarm that's going to be able to kind of, so say I'm an individual, I have an idea for a project I need help building, then they can help go toward, they can end up using SMCF, SMC Factory to help with their swarms help build it. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Actually, SMC Factory initially was thought kind of a zero human company that's going to be build startups itself. But again, my story of SMC Factory, with it a lot of attention that I receive, with it a lot of trust that I receive, just inspired me that all other founders of bright ideas, startup bright ideas, they should also have received some attention. And on the other hand, they definitely need to receive some support in building because we right now we are in the world of AI when this world is changing really fast. And if you had any chance to check the vision of this music factory, one of the quotes I have in the beginning there, it's saying that we still think that developers have a lot of advantages in front of non-technical people how to build things. But on the other side, non-technical people with understanding what they want to receive from the current products, for instance, and how to improve them can bring bright ideas that might improve your customer's experience, for instance, in any niche. It could be any niche. And this is a general approach right now. And I think that non-technical people will come with good ideas for startups, for working businesses, but they definitely need help. And what we have on the market right now, people just sell their zero human companies, agentic forms. I don't want to sell that. I just want to give people to try and build their ideas and distribute them to the community and say, look, I built this one. If the community trusts, maybe I should do the next step, launch it, coin it, and just run a business.
I think that's interesting because, right now we're at the ground stages of the agentic agent meta, right? This is like the normal people, the 99% of the world do not know what's going on, what's capable. Like most now people understand in the real world, ChatGPT, text box, that's now very commonplace, but that didn't just start this year. That started in 2023, 2022. So I've have the thesis that 2025 or 2026 is the beginning of the agentic agents and being able to do things. And by like 2027, 2028, then it'll become more commonplace. So with that being said, I think it's interesting because you're targeting something where people don't necessarily need to have the technical knowledge to build things because handling agentic swarms and utilizing there's a whole learning curve behind that. And so there needs to be a solution where if someone comes in and say, "Hey, I have this idea. I want to build it. Let me use something like SMC Factory to get my idea to life," and they can handle the all the technical stuff that I don't really care to. I think that's a really interesting idea, and I think it's very much needed.
Yeah, actually, just I also agree with you on this, and I think because of this idea, I received a lot of support from the community, and this is what exactly people want now. They want to come and try to build their own software because they feel like they know what works better for them. A good example, a bright example, for instance, is the Gary 10 with YT Combinator and with all that buzz they are doing on X right now by building their own software for themselves. One of their partners posted recently about that he built his email client for YC because they don't like current providers. For instance, Gary 10 was building his G-Stack. After that, he switched to GBrain. And everyone is building software for themselves right now. And some parts of this software, some separate cases might be bigger than just a personal use case. So please come to SMC Factory with your idea and we will evaluate it and probably we will build something bigger. That's the idea behind SMC Factory.
Yeah, I think it's unique. I think there's opportunities there, like I said, at the start of this world, like because we're on the ground floor, there's a lot of opportunity, and I think, obviously, SMC Factory won't be able to then target those that aren't interested in coming on chain, and that's okay. You can't target everybody, but there's probably a ton of people who want to be, because on chain affords a lot of opportunities. Expand your product to people around the world. But again, the technical barrier is high. Even if tools stuff become a little bit easier to use, it's still something that people would like to hand off. Let me ask you this, Nick. At what point, do you come from a background in coding and AI? Like, how did you decide, like, okay, I see an opportunity, I know the tools. Like, what led you to build SMC Factory?
Oh, it's interesting story actually. So you know, uh, the I did not intend to build SMC Factory itself. You know, uh, I just had an AI agent that was aged, let's say, 1 year ago. I created it 1 year ago, but there were not as many infrastructure like now around the AI agent and the technology that I was building it on. Unfortunately, it is disappeared already, and I abandoned it. Then I just realized how many perfect infrastructure is already on chain, especially on base. And I just give second life to my agent a couple of weeks ago. And the idea behind that agent was very simple. I just wanted to create an agent that will build one or maybe two separate projects on base, maybe to just show up myself in the base builder space more or something like that. And the one of the projects was kind of community liquidity protocol, and another one is was prediction market for DRB token. And both of these projects they're going to be built really soon by SMC Factory itself, because I see the potential about that in this space right now, in the space of base. But again, back to my story, back to my personal story. Because of that attention and trust that community showed to me, I just realized that probably I need to switch to something more bigger than a simple AI builder that can build some things myself. And this is how SMC Factory was born. Just to give an ability to others also to use this mm, proven, trusted story and try to repeat it for themselves. That's that is how it was born. And actually, I can say that it was born by an accident. really by an accident, and mostly it was born during the last week when I had a lot of conversation with infrastructure partners like Bunkerbot, like Basebid, like your recent speaker, Claude, Open Claude. Kevin yesterday probably was your guest, so just we talked to him, and I also have in my pipeline a lot of conversations to other partners that can provide some sort of support for the SMC factory and build a joint ecosystem together. So my belief that you cannot succeed alone in this on-chain economy, and you cannot build on-chain economy fragmented, like building your perfect tool right now and everything else is, you don't care about what's happening around you. My belief right now is that we need to connect all the puzzles together, and that way we can build a wider, vast on-chain economy that will generate advantages and success for everyone participant, for founders, for participants in trenches, for AI agent providers, for everyone, for show hosts like you. I want everyone to be included in this on-chain economy because we are already here.
I love it. I love it. Before we let you go, Nick, give us some alpha, man. We love alpha on late night base. I know the community wants some alpha. What can we look forward to with SMCF in the next coming weeks or months? Anything you can disclose in the pipeline?
Oh, nice, nice, nice question. Just like yes, yes. First of all, I wouldn't call it alpha, and do not consider this as like a financial advice. Never.
Never.
But what I would say is just that I feel like we are maybe a week away from launching SMC Factory to public with its internal flow. When SMC Factory starts building its first product itself, and the first product in this pipeline it's almost decided it's going to be that prediction market for DRB token that is already, I think it's already validated by SMC Factory itself with all the demand and with all that narrow, cool community of DRB holders. And we'll see how we will implement it. But generally, I think that we decided together with board during the lot of conversations that we wanted to exclude people from that loop, and we wanted to create that DRB prediction market only for AI agents.
Interesting. Interesting. A DRB prediction market. So real world use cases coming. Actual tech is being used. So then my last question to you before we have to wrap things up, Nick, is all right. And I ask this to most guests because I like to know what's the long term scale and aspirations. So I ask this pretty much every show. This will be your turn to ask. Close your eyes or just think about it 1 year from now. Today is April 14th, 2026. I want you to think about what April 14th, 2027 looks like. In your mind, where is SMC Factory at? What is the
Oh,
milestones we have hit 1 year from now?
ex- actually, it's a good question, you know, and I don't even need to close my eyes to imagine that because I completely understand where I want to be with my project. And I think we should be there where everyone can come and ape in to any project launch in trenches at a fair entrance, at the fair entrance for everyone. What I mean by everyone is I see, it's already proven that in many active coins on trenches, there are a lot of wallets. They are subsidized by Binance accounts, for instance, or KuCoin accounts. And we also seen some proof that just even VCs come to trenches, also invest in these coins. And my guess, my dream, and this is where I'm heading is to create the way where everyone, together with these VCs, together with exchanges and individuals, can come and join this path when it's fair to them to get into XYZ project or ABC project, doesn't matter, that will be launched on SMC Factory. And I think the biggest constraint right now for me is to sort out things mm, at the law level, at the regulation level. But I also believe that with this evolving industry of AI in crypto right now, we will definitely find a path how we can just make this puzzle, connect all the dots, and provide the best product that we can provide for that time.
I love it. I love it. Nick, my friend, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, well, I'm really happy to be here, and it was a very, very dynamic interview. I didn't expect so fast paced, but it was amazing. And
Appreciate
yeah, thank you very much.
Absolutely. So we'll make sure that my team will be making a couple clips for this, and I'll tag you and I'll let you know when it's out. And also this will be put on to Spotify as well as a mini episode. So we'll make sure that you get the distribution that you need. Because again, Late Night on Base is the place where builders get distribution. And I want to put the spotlight on great devs like yourself. So my friend, thank you for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you very much, actually. And just like highly appreciate that base and entire crypto ecosystem have such amazing shows like yours. It's amazing. Thank
I
you. Bye.
appreciate it, my friend. I'm
Take
sure
your
we'll
time.
we'll cross paths again soon, my friend. All right, that was Nick from SMC Factory. Really nice guy. I really appreciated him coming on, and I hope we had about 3,200 viewers today, which is pretty good. Pretty good on a random Tuesday, April 14th. So hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. And yeah, it's always great to speak to good devs who are just trying to push this space and push their ideas further. We're truly at the ground floor. So check out SMC Factory if you haven't done so already. That's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We do this Monday through Thursday, noon PST. Tomorrow we're gonna have Igor from BankerBot, so that'll be cool. And then on Friday we have or Thursday we have Ebu, Consort Technology. So it'll be good to have a non AI agent in this space. We do it all. If you're building an AI apps tech, something on chain, hit me up. Till next time, everyone. Cheers.